Welcome to Hard Hats and Horizons, the podcast where we dig deep into the construction and economic development shaping the future of Dallas-Fort Worth. We bring you insights from industry leaders and visionaries who are driving growth in North Texas. From construction projects to industry trends and insights, we cover it all. So grab your hard hat and join us as we explore the people and projects shaping the skyline of DFW. Now, here is your host, Andrea Pender.
Well, we are going to get started. We have Nathan Nichols today on the podcast. He is the president with Amber Electric, and I'm excited to have you on. I feel like I know a little bit about Amber, but we have not had a formal sit down. So why don't you start us off and talk to us, tell us a little bit about Amber.
So Amber is a family-owned company and has been for a little over 36 years. Original founder, Steve Kennedy. And little side note, we just had one of the 4 original employees just recently retire a few weeks ago after 36 years. And we had a retirement party for him this weekend, and it was great.
It's a big deal.
Big deal. And it just, as we talk today, you'll hear a little bit more about how the core people are and how the whole company was structured and built and kind of the principle behind it. And there's still a lot of great core members that just worked there. And it was started in with Steve Kennedy, like I said, a little over 36 years ago. He built the foundation. He built something for Amber that was a family-owned company. Just do what you say you're going to do
Nice.
the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that was kind of the whole premise of the company. Him and my dad were in St. Church Group.
Oh, nice.
About 2012, 13, 14, somewhere in there. And my dad Gerald had previously owned an electrical contracting company that sold to his partner. And Steve was kind of on the verge of getting ready to retire.
Mm-hmm.
And was asking him questions about it. And one day it just dawned on Steve well, you have sons in the trade and in the construction industry. Why don't you buy it?
Mm-hmm.
So that was around 2016-ish, 17. And here we are.
Mm-hmm.
So we took over in June of 18 and 2018. And June 1st was our day one there. And all Steve really wanted, and just again speaks to his people and who he was and where the foundation of Amber came with the family feel was, I want my people to have a place to retire. That was really the only agreement that we had. And so since 2018, we told the guys from the get-go, we're not going to change anything. Feel like if you talk to most of them, the only thing that hasn't changed is the logo.
Okay.
But we hope that it's for the better. We really do. It's all still built around the core foundation of how Amber was built and started, maintaining the family feel, longevity, the core values, the core mission. All of that stuff was there and within Amber. It just wasn't written down. So we leaned into the core values and got those on paper.
Which are?
Our core values are passionate, integrity, excellence, and teamwork.
Nice.
So really, everything, if you were to go back and look at some marketing material they created way back when, all 4 of those were listed in there.
Nice.
They just were kind of spread out, maybe not well defined. So we did that. And then our core mission of serving others and positively affecting lives. So it just work happens to be our way to do that. And again, that's all from the foundation of what Amber was built from. It started. So once we started doing things like that, we started really living and breathing by those. We've made them public. We don't shy away from them. It's helped us win some jobs, lose some jobs, walk away from jobs. But it's our lifeline and lifeblood of the company. And that's something that my dad's being older, when we came over together, he still had the very youthful vision of getting that out there, and something that I really learned and have leaned into. Didn't realize it when I was a teenager, young in my 20s and 30s, that what's this old man talking about? Well, looking back, it was just
that's what he was talking about.
Wealth and knowledge. So it's something we've continued to build on, grow there at Amber these last 7 years.
It's nice. I know whenever we do this addition in the building, I want to have our values on the walls. Like, I want people to see them. They're on our website, I know them because I incorporate them in our marketing stuff and in my LinkedIn posts and things like that. But unless you really know where to go on the website, one of ours is be a finisher, and I just really like how that because we're kind of one of the last trades in the building, so I kind of like that. And then we've used that as slogan on last year. We did the Forum Follows Fitness K race, and so we were finishers at the 5K race. So I feel like that's one that we can use in several different ways in the industry. Where did the name Amber Electric come from?
So Steve came up with that, and it's really there's the way, and he used to have it on the back of the cards, and actually I believe we still have it on the back of the cards, and it talks about it's a Greek. It's basically where electricity came from. Greek
Okay.
word
Nice.
where
Oh,
electricity.
that's cool. I was like, is this someone's name back from whenever? No, that
Yep.
makes a lot of sense.
It is.
Well, and that's probably the color of the little lightning bolt or
Yes.
on your, as you're saying that, I'm like, oh, that's where it came from.
Yes, ma'am. So one thing about the core values, and we may get into that a little bit, but displaying them, we put them on our hard hats, we put them on our safety vests,
Oh, nice.
lead down
Mm-hmm.
side, all that. But we reward around them. We reward
Oh.
employees around them every year. We go out to job site meetings and we'll ask them what are our values.
Oh.
And we want every single person on the job site to be able to recite them. But on the flip side of that, we want our partners, our general contractor partners, to know them as well, especially with the vest and hard hat, because if we're not living by them, we want to know about them.
Right. Well, that's great. Talk to us a little bit about where were you maybe before Amber to make you guys want to make that move? Like, what was your growth kind of line on that?
How far back do you want me to
2 minutes.
2 minutes. All right, good. So been around the electrical industry my entire life. My dad, again, you can tell how much of an impression he's made on my life.
He's made impressions on a lot of people.
He'd been around it my whole life. I was the oldest of 4 boys. So anytime he was coming home, he was a field electrician. He had to do some side work, make ends meet, put food on the table. So he would do little side work around the neighborhood or for his friends. That's kind of what introduced me to the electrical field. So I knew really quick I did not want to be an electrician.
Okay.
So fast forward, went to college, did some things along the way, didn't graduate, had a lot of fun. And, but got back into the construction industry, and then I got into coaching in high school. And that was really extremely rewarding. Seeing young people grow from where they start when they walk in the doors as junior high kiddos to when they graduate, or even further back than that, from the beginning of the year to the end of the year.
Yeah.
And it's such a rewarding opportunity. Well, ended up getting married and had a baby, and $1,500 a month wasn't quite cutting it. So I called my dad and said, "What can I do?" And he said, "Well, let's show up to the shop on Monday and let's figure it out." And that was about 24 years ago.
Okay.
Learned from the field, started at the bottom and continued to work my way up with different companies. Amber's actually only my 3rd electrical company to work for. So that's kind of what brought me along.
It's always interesting because I think sometimes people see, well, the people that I have on this podcast, they just see these people at the level they're at now. And they don't realize, well, 20 years ago, they were boots on the ground, And I can remember years and years ago, we were at a project celebration dinner for one of Will's projects. And there was a young man sitting across from us, and he was introducing or telling his wife, well, this is who this guy is. This is who this guy is. And he got to Will and he said, I don't quite know what he does, but he always has clean shoes. And so I was overhearing this and I just chuckled and I said, hey, what's your title? What do you do? And he said, well, I'm a quality manager, like very, very new, And I said, so the guy with the fancy shoes, he was a quality manager too about 8 years ago. And he was like, he's been to a job site. And so I think those are the things that when you have the fancy shoes, sometimes they forget, oh, this guy, he knows what he's talking about. He's been out there,
Been out there to the point. I started in a chemical plant. Well, didn't start there, but I was there, and I was there for many years. But it was nasty and gross, and your clothes stunk.
Oh.
I had to undress before I walked in the house.
Oh boy.
So it was fun, but great.
Yeah.
Great experience.
So you mentioned while we were chatting before, you have 2 kids.
Yes, ma'am.
How old are they?
I've got a 20-year-old son and
Okay.
an 18-year-old daughter.
Okay. And so what are they doing? Are they following your footsteps?
No, right now, so my son is in college.
Okay.
He plays junior college of baseball
Mhm.
and chasing that dream.
Uh-huh.
And again, just want him to chase his dream. And
He has nothing to lose. Like, might as well do it now.
that's right. Go
Mhm.
be a kid and play a kid's game as long as you can.
Yeah.
My daughter just started her senior year of high school.
Okay.
So she wants to play softball
Okay.
in college, pursuing that route.
Okay. Nice. Nice. If you have a crystal ball, they get to end up working with you.
I don't know. I don't know. You know, I would love for him to.
Mhm.
But you ask my son right now, who's 20, I don't think I could ever work for you.
Yeah. Been there, done that.
Yeah, exactly. Been there, done that. But he's really interested in pursuing a college degree, which I'm all for. My daughter, I don't know. You know, she's still trying to figure it out. She likes the nursing stuff.
Okay.
She likes just right now. She's kind of YOLO on it, right? I mean, enjoying that piece of it. She's enjoying her senior year and her friends around her, but she really likes the nursing stuff and helping people and loves kids, loves animals. So I don't know if there's a veterinarian side of things. I don't know. So we'll see.
Well, it's so hard too because you're 17, 18 years old applying for colleges to pick what you want to do. And you're 18, but you don't really know. Sometimes you don't know when you're 30, you know? Then you're like, you know what? I am going to go into business with dad. That
That's
sounds
exactly
like a
right.
good gig.
Yeah, I'm mid-20s, yeah.
Talk about some challenges that you have had throughout your career.
Boom. Back to when I first started coaching. When I started in college wasn't for me. It wasn't at that time. I was
But that is what they wanted you to do. Like there was not another option at that time.
there really wasn't.
Mhm.
And I don't know, I don't feel like, and I really don't remember my parents pushing me that way, but I also don't remember them pushing me towards a trade.
Interesting.
Back when I was young, in my early teenage years, I started framing houses.
Okay.
So I was about 14 years old and got on with a company, a good friend of my dad's so during the summer, I was framing houses. And then during school, on the weekends, I would go and help them. So I'd always been around that construction piece. And it was nice to have some money in the bank at 14, 15, 16. So I enjoyed that part of it. But as I continued to grow and get through high school, I enjoyed playing sports. And then after high school, I went off to college for a couple of years, moved down to College Station, went to Blinn down in Bryan. And I had a lot of fun down there. My wife teases all the time. I think she says all I passed was bowling. But anyway, in those 2 years I was out there. So moved out of there after a couple of years, moved to Denton and got back into the construction industry with a good buddy of mine that I grew up with, my best friend. He worked for his uncle. So we were doing some things in some residential parts of it. And really, at that stage in my life, I'm starting to be 21, 22, still didn't know what I wanted to do. And so a challenge there for me was I thought I had to have it figured out. And really and truly looking back, no, you don't. You don't have to have it figured out at 18, 19, 22, whether you're a college grad or you're gotten into a trade or you're doing something that you think you're going to love. And then that's when I got into the coaching piece. Because I'm trying to find a foothold and I'm trying to grasp onto something that I feel like can be a career. And I still thought I had it figured out then, and I still didn't. I still had some maturing to do, still had some growing up to do. And so at 24, 23, 24, when I called my dad and he told me to show up, there were no corners cut. There was no fast track. I don't know if he had conversations that put me in the worst jobs that they had available. Maybe
that's where you landed.
That's where I landed. It felt like, but so a lot of the challenges, and even going there, I was having trouble showing up on time. You know, it was so still the maturity piece, the growing, and is this really what I want to do with the rest of my life? How am I going to help other people? How am I going to help my family? What am I doing? And really grasping for straws of finding that foothold. And, you know, that looking back again, it's never too late, right? It's not ever too late to find something that you love. And when you love something, it's not work. So as I continued to learn, and I had a journeyman electrician that was really my mentor in the field, taught me a whole lot. And again, still kind of fighting it. So really kind of getting out of my own way because I wasn't for sure that's what I wanted to do for the rest of my career. It was one of my biggest challenges until I felt like about 24, 25 year and a half into the trade or so, it started making sense and I could see myself moving forward.
Yesterday, we had our leadership meeting and we had a couple questions that came up, just like a kind of team building type of thing. And one of the questions was, what would you be doing if you could just do it and money wasn't an option? And like one of the guys, he goes like, are we talking actually in the industry or like being a fly fishing guy? And so we're like, actually in the industry. And we all kind of looked at each other and we're like, we really love our roles. Like we really love what we're doing. Ultimately, we want to have a paycheck at the end of the day, but we really do love what we're doing. And Carco is a family business also. Javier's daughter, Jasmine, works at Carco, and in the meeting yesterday, it came up something like, I can't remember the phrasing on it, but it was something like, well, you have to work here. And she said, I don't have to work here. She goes, but I want to work here. And she phrased it so well. But she was like, I just love it. And she's like, we all have a choice. I don't have to be here, but I want to be here. So yeah. So I feel like there's probably a lot of similarities between Amber and Carco.
I feel like that exactly. And it's, yeah, I don't know, are y'all hiring?
We are hiring.
So no, that's it. We had an issue on a job site yesterday that I went out and there's 32 men. Not all Amber employees. We have some borrowed help and talking to them about the family and how much it means for your future and what we want to do to pour into you and help you grow. You guys here at Carco do the same thing. Growth. And I love the internal promotions. So what do we got to do to grow our team up? And who's our replacement that's on the team right now for not only for them to continue to grow, but for us individually to continue.
Some of the things on your notes here, I was like, I think all of us at Carco could have written some of these exact things. Yeah. Before we get too far along, talk to us about like what kind of projects Amber likes to work on, maybe project type, maybe project size. What are some of your favorite projects?
Some of the favorite projects, I would say would be all of them that really fit our core mission. And it feels like you can, I don't know if it's a little cheesy or not, but it feels like you can spend no matter what you do into that core mission if you want to. But when I was even talking to these, I'll call them coworkers, we're all in this together.
Yeah.
We do a lot of medical work. We do some school work. We do commercial, do some industrial. We work for chip manufacturing. We're getting into the critical mission or
mission critical.
Mission critical. And there's so much that this light industrial facility we're on, it's truck repair. That's what they do. They repair 18-wheelers, big rigs. I told the guys, look around. I said, how are these Christmas presents delivered to you? How are supplies delivered to you? How are Amazon Prime warehouses filled that take care of us? Seems like,
Every
the drop of a hat, right? I said, you're not just getting trucks fixed and repaired and back on the road. You really are serving others and positively affecting their lives. And that's not trying to shoehorn in something, but that's really anything that we feel fits our culture and our partners that we can work with fit our culture is something we enjoy doing. We're not afraid to diversify and think outside the box and do something different if the partnership is the right partnership.
Right. Because it's all about relationships at the end of the day on everything.
Yes.
Is there a project size that you guys like to stick with?
It's grown over the last few years. We're probably somewhere between I would say the 2 to 5 million range right now.
Okay.
Could be extremely successful. I feel like we could be set up to be extremely successful on the electrical package. We're shooting over the next, we operate on EOS. I haven't got into that yet, but we operate on EOS. So our 3-year picture, we're shooting to have, to start working towards that $7 to $10 million electrical.
Go ahead and do that little segue into EOS. So after I learned about it from Natalie, I read what's the book? The first book, because you guys gave me copies of it.
Oh yeah. What the heck is EOS?
I read what the heck is EOS? And then I have the other one,
Traction.
Traction. I was like, it starts with a T. And I'm like, maybe that's a next year book to maybe see if that's something that we want to do. But I know you guys eat, breathe, and sleep by it. So talk to us a little bit about EOS and maybe why you guys chose to use this system.
So again, back when we started at Amber, it was all about getting folks row in the same direction. How do we get everybody on the same page? How do we give everybody a voice up and down the organization? Yeah, it's great to sit in an office behind a computer and send things out to the field and send things down throughout the organization that, like, well, this is going to be great. How do you know? You're the ones that not dealing with it every day. You're
Right.
not dealing with the pain points that it's caused. So we were looking for that, a little more structure, but also to set people up, because we're not micromanagers. We want to set people up that want to grow and want to have a voice, like I said, in the organization. Not only that, but a platform to share our vision. And Gerald, he's a fantastic visionary, and to share his vision of where we're going. So, and he says it all the time. What are you playing for? What are you doing if you don't know what the score is?
Oh, I like that.
If you don't have any idea what the score is or what you're shooting for, what's the and you can break that all the way down on the job sites. And when you're training and mentoring guys on the job sites of, hey, just do this and take it from over here to over there. What's it doing? Why are you doing that? And so giving it a purpose, giving what we want to do as a company as a purpose, but also it's the visibility and it is a transparency that EOS creates. So we sit down, and that's really what drew our core values and our core mission out first. And as we're building our VTO, which is Vision Traction Organizer, the first thing you do is you plan with the end in mind. Where are we at in 10 years? Well, a lot of folks say 10 years is way too far out there, but we did that. Well, we're 5 years into our 10-year target, and it goes by like that. So we were looking for something. We were looking for a playbook. And again, take a page that he's always talked about. I'll use Bill Belichick because I can't really, as much as I love the Cowboys, I can't really reference them right now. I don't know if they have a playbook. But anyway, not sure what Jerry Jones's playbook's all about. Bill Belichick, great coach. Now he had a great quarterback, all that, but he had a playbook, and he shared it with the team, and everybody knew how to go the same direction, what that looked like. And it seemed like every week, multiple Super Bowls, just winning, being successful. Nick Saban's another one. But you always have a playbook. And so that was our playbook. And where it came from, we sat down in October of 2020, and we had a great partner, and I'm calling out Skiles Group, that we're still great partners with them today, but they basically said, we love you too much to leave you behind. And that relationship started with Mr. Kennedy 25 years ago or longer. And so we'd kind of been pigeonholed as a small electrical, weren't getting many opportunities outside certain job size. Something that they said and introduced us to at a lunch meeting and was EOS and this whole conversation and feedback that we've been asking for. So there was myself, Gerald, the COO of Amber now, his name is James Jones, and Carl Crenshaw. I feel like I may be missing somebody, but James and Carl have been there both over 30 years now at the company. And so we were sitting, and they heard it, and we all just kind of sat back in our chair and were like, okay. And we'd already been pitched the EOS way, and that was kind of the icing on the cake of, okay, we have to do something. EOS makes sense. Let's go. And Skyle operates on EOS. So that was how we got started in it, and it just has been a game changer for us. It's still a lot of hard work in it down through the organization, but it has been a game changer.
Yeah. So we do not use that, but this year I put a strategic plan together for some big stuff that we wanted to do for marketing and business development. And I keep it printed out, and it's in my little fold. Like, I take it everywhere with me. But what's nice is we're kind of eating, breathing, sleeping by this strategic plan. And it's just a 1 year. It's not a 10 year. It's just a 1 year. We have to get these things done. And it's nice to, oh, we've done this, we've done this, we've done this. And I'm like, okay, it's August. We need to start thinking about 2026 now. So,
Other personal professional goals, you don't write them down, they don't happen. But the vision piece of it is something, and then we share it with the entire company.
Oh, that's nice.
We do what's called State of the Company addresses. We're supposed to do them once a quarter. We haven't done them very well and followed the EOS pure way, but that's changing because it's so important for the 18-year-old young employee that's come out of high school all the way to the one that's 35 years, 36 years. Where are we going?
Yeah.
Where's this company going? Do I have a job next month?
Right.
What's my path for growth? Okay, as they see the company grow and get into different things, it opens up different avenues and different doors for folks where they don't hopefully feel stuck in there. And sometimes you have to have guys that enjoy what they do where they're at.
Exactly.
But it doesn't mean you still can't improve when we give them an opportunity to be successful.
Years ago, when I was with an engineering firm, they kept saying like a production role or a like business development, seller doer kind of thing. And I would say, guys, like both of these are equally as important. They're different, but if we're all just out selling, then who's going to do it? And there's different personalities and all that. So I always say every single person out there on the job site, we have to have them. Like, if we have fancy shoes or if we don't have fancy shoes, we still all have to be involved in this project.
Absolutely.
Need reliable, high-quality service for your commercial project? Choose Carrco, the most trusted contractor in commercial painting and drywall in Dallas-Fort Worth. With over 30 years of experience, Carrco delivers top-tier craftsmanship across Texas. From expert painting to seamless drywall, we handle it all, on time and on budget. Transform your space with the professionals at Carrco. Visit carrcopainting.com today. Carrco, where quality meets reliability.
You've mentioned it a couple times before we got going, mentorship.
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about maybe how you've been impacted by mentorship or what you're doing in your company or what you're seeing people get mentoring.
So there's been some mentors along the way. That the young man that got me into coaching, where I really started seeing how much it meant to me to make an impact on young people's lives and on people's lives in general, and to help them grow and give them an avenue or path forward. He was a mentor. He's the one that kind of grabbed me when I moved to Denton and helped and said, "Nathan, get into coaching. Come get into coaching. Pull me out of the construction industry. Come coach with me. Let's do that." And he was a great mentor, and the way he went about his business and how he does things and how he did things. He's continued to move up and is at a really prestigious high school here in town now.
Nice.
He's done very well for himself. My dad, of course, Gerald, has been just an unbelievable mentor, even though I fought it for 20-something years. It feels like it's funny because he talks about things and then you're listening to him like, man, where's he coming up with this? And then 2 years later, we're doing it.
Nice.
And so that's that visionary piece, but it's also he's bringing you along the path and he knows how to bring you along and help you see it, even though you don't want to. And even though you want to fight it a little bit, he's been great throughout. And all my team that I get a chance to work with every day, they teach me so much. There's so many different ways to handle so many different situations and scenarios that, just the great team that we have there at Amber and just the dedication that they love. I just love working side by side with them every day. And then as we continue to push that down through the field, again, on the same job site yesterday, I had a gentleman, an apprentice, he's been in the trade a year and a half, had his mentor. And when we were talking about his mentor, he had tears in his eyes because we have challenged our employees to become a mentor, to ask for a mentor, to look for a mentor. And again, and just because we've all been there, we've all been there. We started somewhere.
Yep.
Somebody along the way has grabbed onto us and made a difference in our life. And so we really push that down. And again, part of that voice and giving everybody a voice, we look for trainings and opportunities to get those guys together. But really, when we go on job sites, especially with young people, and even before we hire them, we continue to ask who their mentor is, who their mentor is. And then we ask the leaders and the managers in the company, who are you mentoring? who's next.
Yeah, I mean,
We talk about it a lot.
it's huge. Not that these guys that are mentoring are going to retire tomorrow, but they're going to have to find their replacement. So if they're not going to be willing to help and talk and all that, then they can't ever leave. They have to stay forever.
That's exactly right. We have folks on the team that we brought in and many years more experience than I have that I learn a ton from every day, every day.
I learned so much just from these podcasts. Like people will say something and I'm like, man, that was so good. And I keep encouraging my team, like, you guys have to listen to this. There's so many good little nuggets of information.
Yeah, there really is.
What are some industry trends that you're seeing right now?
Well, over the last few years, things they were as far here in the Dallas Fort Worth area, it was growing. It was and it continues to grow, don't get me wrong. But it is something that has really tightened up since the last election. I know there's been some concerns about different economic strategies and things like that, but things have really tightened up a little bit. And we started seeing it around the last election, but it doesn't really have anything to do with that. I don't believe it. It's because we've all been through many different administrations and we're still here and we're still want to continue to work hard, get up every day, continue to provide. And so the market, I believe, is just kind of somewhat of a correction that maybe needed it a little bit to kind of true up some things, shore up some things.
Yep.
I know it gobbled up and spit a few contractors out. So a little bit of a correction here, but it's almost like it's kind of hit the floor of where it's going to be before it takes off again.
So I was at an economic development thing a while back and it said like we spiked, crazy, crazy, crazy. And it looks like, it went way down, but it just normalized. So it's like, it's not bad.
Right.
It's just, now we're back to normal.
That's exactly right.
Which is still way higher than the rest of the country.
Absolutely. Yes.
So,
we have a different floor than the rest of the company and a new floor now from that spike and that correction.
Yeah. Let's see. What are you most passionate about in your job?
Everybody around us. I love our employees. Truly want what's best for them. I want them all to be successful. I love hearing what their goals are personally and professionally. When we had an employee start for us about 5 years ago, and we challenged him to write down his professional goals, and one of them was to start a family, buy a house, and something about a truck, I think is what it was.
Sounds like a song.
Right. But he bought a year and a half ago, he bought his first home.
That's exciting.
But prior to that, he had started a family as well.
That's huge.
So little things like that like you talked about earlier, writing your goals down and professionally and personally. I want to help you meet your professional goals and your personal goals, probably more your personal goals than professional. I want to see you succeed in life and be able to provide for your family, but I want you to be able to be there for your family. I'll tell you one thing that I get upset with our team about, and I don't know that I share this enough down throughout the trade, and my manpower superintendent might kill me for saying this, but I don't want you to miss your family's activities. If you have a son that's going into kindergarten, you have a program in third grade, you have a sporting event, you have any sort of theater event that's going on, don't miss it. You better be there. And if I find out you're missing it because you have to be at work, we're going to have a tough conversation because that's not what's important.
That's huge. And there's not a lot of people who will say exactly what you just did. They want you in the office or doing the job and you can see the picture of it later,
I mean, there's some things there that you gotta manage a little bit, but I really could, when it comes to family, and if I'm pretty passionate about if you're missing family things, then you need to reanalyze your priorities because work, it provides for your family. I appreciate that. And I appreciate your dedication to being there. And so does your team around you. But your family's always going to be there.
And that's a good example to set too, because it all trickles down. So if you see the boss going to the kid events, if you see the boss taking their PTO, if you see those things, then everyone else understands that it's okay to do that also. It's encouraged.
I try my best not to miss, and I don't miss a lot. Again, that has everything to do with the team around me and how we work well together. But it leans into EOS too, because we have our issues that we discuss. We know where everybody's going in the direction we're going, and we're all trying to go and get there. So
Does your wife work at the company?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I'm like, how many people do we all have here?
It's funny you say that about the family feel. There are a lot of family members, and I wanted to get that number before today, and it slipped my mind.
We have so many here also.
That is so, from cousins to sons to daughter-in-laws to brothers. My brother works for the company. It's really unique with husbands and wives. I mean, it's really, really unique, I think, and kind of around that family feel.
I feel like we need to have a Carrco Amber like company party or something to like, this is how we do it too. I know when I first started here, they said something and they're like, well, they're sisters, right? And I was like, no, how would I know? They have different last names. And then we have a couple guys in drywall and they're cousins. And they're like, you didn't know that they were cousins.
Yeah.
How would I know?
No, I've been here 7 years, and somebody told me last week, do you realize they're cousins? No.
Why did
They've been working
tell
for
me?
5 years for us, 8 years. I mean,
That should be part of the application process.
I know. So nepotism is not a thing at Amber Electric, I can promise you.
So you mentioned the EOS, how you set your big long-term goals. So personal or professional, what are some of your future goals?
Man, always want to provide for my family
Mhm.
and set them up to be successful for the long run, personally. And quite honestly, 50's getting here in a hurry. I'll be 47 this year. First part of this coming year. But at 60, I want to be able to retire.
Okay.
If I want to. I would love to be able to retire or have the capability to be able to do that.
Mhm.
But as long as I'm not the lid of the business, so I look at it that way. If I'm in the way, that's one thing I want to be able to do, because I feel like at that time my grandkids are getting old enough. Maybe if my kids decided they want grandbabies, I'm putting the cart before the horse. But anyway, things like that, and be able to travel more with my wife and do more things with her, be there because she takes care of everything, and I just show up and of course, tell her to put things on my calendar. I'm like, well, that's not real personable. But if she doesn't, I forget it. They'll slip through the cracks.
Oh, yeah. If it's not on the calendar, it doesn't happen.
Doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So, but I want to be able to do that. And one other, I want to continue personally, and this ties professionally, to continue to provide for Amber. Personally, because again, it's a family feel. We want the family feel. I want to continue to know personally different employees. One thing I've talked about many a times is what your why is and why you're there. So I want our team to grab onto this. It's not very easy, but I'd love to put a picture of what their why is in their hard hat. So when I show up on a job site, it might be a motorcycle, it might be their dog, it might be their kids.
Have a flip book up there. All sorts of things.
Exactly. But it gets them thinking. It gets me knowing them personally on a personal level of why they're there. But it also ties in professionally too. Getting that done. I would love to get something like that done within the next year, where it's just an automatic and I don't know that we can put a picture of it in there, but maybe write it inside their hard hat, something that doesn't get in the way. But that is something that I would like professionally. Professionally, there's some things that would still feel like continue to positively affect more lives, that I have some different ideas on that I can't speak to today, because they're kind of on the front end of some things, but where I can potentially positively affect more lives for the long run, even long after I'm gone, and help Amber continue to grow forward.
Nice.
So,
nice.
Yeah.
That's all exciting stuff. Okay, more fun stuff.
All right.
What are some of your hobbies?
I've played golf, family, chasing kids, traveling a little bit with my wife. We try to go on a couple of, we got to go to Cabo this year for the first time.
Nice.
So she's kind of getting me out and get me to do a little bit more of that. Last year, we went to Napa for our 20th wedding anniversary.
Nice.
So that was really nice. That opened my eyes to a whole different world. So travel if I can, but it really is revolved around kids right now and their athletic events and where they're going. So I said playing golf and spending time with friends and family.
Okay.
That's it. I love, those things.
Nice.
So,
Nice. Do you have a defining moment or a philosophy that you live by?
it's the golden rule, right? Treat others how you want to be treated. It's the always be respectful and personable and catch more bees with honey. It's really the engaging and being intentional. about everything you do and every conversations you have and seeing people succeed. I love these. We've had some employees at Amber leave after they've gotten their master's license and start their own businesses. We had one here recently that been here for a while and started his own business. So just always just do the right thing, treat people the right way, and help other people succeed and be successful.
Well, it's a big giant industry, but it's also very small. And so, you never know. Maybe you guys are going to have to joint venture on something one of these days.
And we have.
Nice.
It's funny. You say that one of the jobs we have right now, the company that he started, he has 8 employees, so he's still growing. He's a little slow. We had the opportunity for him to come in and
Perfect.
and keep his guys busy and
Yep.
continue to grow together. We've introduced him to some other customers.
Nice.
So
How many people do you guys have?
right now we're right at about 125
Okay.
employees total.
And how many are in the office versus out in the field?
So in the office right now, we're pretty top heavy in the office because we are strategically preparing for growth.
Nice.
And growing towards the future, making sure that foundation's there to be able to do that. So we have around 32 in the office.
Nice.
And then the rest of the field.
Okay. Yeah. That's it. That's a good amount of people.
And then that's 100% Amber employees. So with the borrowed labor and support that we're getting from other trade partners or other electrical partners, we're right at 150.
Okay. Nice. Nice. Yeah. Who or what inspires you the most?
Wife and kids, for sure.
Nice.
But it doesn't start without giving all praise and glory to God. And everything that you do really and truly reflects. And when I stand at the pearly gates one day, am I going to have some regrets? Am I going to have some things he's probably going to beat me over the head with? I'm sure. I know of it. But really instilling God in my family's life, in the business, and growing with my family and kids and seeing them every day and talking to them every day, even though my son moved off. They're the backbone. They're the support. They're everything.
Nice. Okay, I have a quick fire round.
All right.
Which neither one of us are going to be good with quick fire.
No, I better get a little better.
No, you're good. You're good. What is the last book you read?
Last book I read is 5 Dysfunctions of a Team. It's the second time I've read it, but it was time to read it again.
So we started a Carrco. This is why I say I'm not good at this too, because then I always have comments. So we started a Carrco book club at the beginning of the year. And so we're picking books and basically a new book each quarter. So 5 Dysfunctions was the last book that we did. And so it's if you want to come to book club, anyone is invited. So it's it's not an invite only. Everyone is welcome. And so I put together questions. And so I divide it into 2. So we have discussion on the first half, discussion on the second half. And then we have Norma Lehman come in.
She's great.
And so then she ties it back to the Strengths Finders. So the third session is talking about the book and then how it relates to our strengths. Okay. And so we did that as a company book club, and that one went well.
Good.
Too.
Yeah.
So.
It was good. I love it. I love it. I needed to read it again. And probably 3 or 4 more times.
In all different, like 2 years, 2 years. Yeah. What is your favorite quote?
My favorite quote, and this was, again, it's all around the EOS piece, and it's the serving others and positively affecting lives. But there's some great quotes and some things out there that I'm just like, oh my gosh, I got to remember that. I need to write that down. Yeah. I need to do that. But when we live our life every day, it's revolved around that one quote that our team and our leadership team came up with. Nice. And built around.
Nice. So I like that a lot.
I really do. It's hard to get away from that.
Which that's why you picked it, right? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
What is a skill you would like to learn?
I don't know if it would be, I guess it would be flying.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to.
Planes or helicopters?
Planes.
Okay.
Planes for sure. I don't know that I'll ever do it, but it would be neat.
You should do it. Put it on the list.
Yeah, I may need to put that on the list, but I'd love to give that a shot and see how that would work out.
So this is when I was a little girl. My dad took flying lessons. I think he maybe took 1 or 2. Like, that's it. Because he wanted to look. And so, like, he went with it. And the instructor is like, no. Like, Robert, you can't. Like, you have to hold it. You can't look up and turn.
I
the
might have
airplane
that.
at the same time.
I might have that problem. My wife and I go on road trips. I'm always looking at the scenery.
So he's just a better passenger.
Yes.
I have a friend of mine who's a pilot, and she flies for Alaska Airline. And so it's really cool just to hear. I don't know about the life of being a pilot.
Right.
It's you don't know your schedule until like a week before the following month, that type of
Yeah.
schedule, but she loves it.
Yes.
She gets to do what she loves every single
That's-
day.
Yeah, you can do that. But yeah, it's something I
Mhm.
always look at. And
You'll have to put it on the list.
I'm going to have to put it on the list, see what happens.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I feel like people sign up and it's like 5 lessons, and then it's like you either stick with it or you're looking at the scenery. You're just gonna sit in the passenger seat.
Yeah, that may be the case.
What is the favorite city that you have visited?
I'd say Vancouver.
Ah, okay.
Vancouver. Napa was great, but Vancouver, previous job, I had to travel quite a bit.
Uh-huh.
The previous company I worked for, and we had some jobs going up there. So I actually took my wife. It was a beautiful city.
Nice.
It was really nice. We didn't do much sightseeing. We did some, but it was beautiful.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. So I kind of asked this earlier, but I'm going to make you give me a specific project now. What is your favorite construction project you have been a part of?
I would say any project, and don't want to pigeonhole myself here, but personally, I would say any project that we do at Children's Hospital, just seeing the difference that
Mhm.
you can make in
Mhm.
some families' lives. But I would say the Children's Hospital, any
Mhm.
project, we've done some small, we've done some floor renovations, we've done some bigger ones, but yeah, I would say any project there.
I think the answer everyone gives for this is a project that, helps people or brings the community together or something like that. It's never the office building,
Right.
or whatever. It's something that, the whole community can be a part of. That's interesting. There's so many projects that we are part of that really, really do affect everybody in the community. And those are the good ones.
Those are the good ones. I'd say a close second, just to throw it out there to that point, is
Mhm.
we did a STEAM elementary job
Oh, nice.
down in Waxahachie this past year, and it opened in January. And the feedback that you get from a close friend of mine, his son just started there, and the feedback at that program and that school,
That's cool.
that Wildman STEM Academy,
Uh-huh.
is just, they're doing some great things there to some young kids.
Well, and schools are so much different from when we were in
Yes.
school. It's like, whoa, these things are so nice and fancy, and they have everything. They're
Yes.
pretty cool facilities these days. One thing you mentioned in your notes was your EMR rate. Did you
Oh,
want to
yeah.
talk on that for
Well,
a second?
there's that, and then also the commitment to one thing I don't know that we talked about is, and we might have, but the CTE programs with high schools. We are with the high schools and bring it. So there's that, and then also I'd like to maybe tie that in to the IEC and TSTC's partnership.
Oh,
So
okay.
Texas State Technical College and IEC just partnered in Red Oak to give us another campus.
Oh, nice.
Our IEC trade program have another location as opposed to in Las Colinas Irving area. So now
I mean,
we have these suburban areas where um, hope eventually what we'd like to do is be able to have locations in Denton,
Mhm.
Lubbock, Waco, Red Oak, Midlothians. TSTC is about to build a facility in Midlothian. So it's a great partnership to help continue to grow the trade as a whole. It's also tied in with Texas State Technical College with many different trades and are all around construction. So that's been that's something big, and that's something that we've been working on and Gerald with the IEC
Oh,
programs.
that's exciting.
Want to get the word out on that.
That is exciting. You also mentioned that you won the Dallas Business Journal Fast 50.
Yeah.
So what is that exactly?
So Fast 50 is you apply through the Dallas Business Journal. You have an application fee. It's not one of them things. If you pay your money, you win, right?
Pay to play?
Right. And so we were selected as one of the fastest 50 growing companies in Dallas Fort Worth.
That's exciting.
So we have a event coming up in September 17th that Dallas Business Journal puts on where we get recognized.
Nice. That's exciting. I know that they have a book of lists.
Yes.
And so I was like, ooh, this one's a new one. I hadn't heard that before. So that's pretty cool.
And we were awarded Inc. 5,000 nationwide.
Nice.
So that one is neat. We were, I think, 4,090 fastest growing company
Yeah,
in the country.
that's
That
exciting.
we need to be named to that Inc. 5000 list as well.
That's one of our 2026 goals is let's find these, let's find these awards, apply for them, see what happens, and start making a list.
Yes,
So,
absolutely. And it's a testament to everybody, again, the team and how hard everybody's working. And,
right.
and we're wanting to grow and grow the right way, grow smart, grow. We're not about fast growth.
Right.
We're about steady and really, truly growing the right way with the right people.
Yes. Well, I appreciate you being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. And even I'm honored and humbled for you to even consider me. So thank you.